It's a brand new day with Mo and News. It's time to have your say. She's got the scoop, the stories, all the latest trends. Mo's got the news, let's hear it. My dear friends, from politics to showbiz, no story's too small. Mo covers it all. She's got the inside call, her voice so smooth, like honey in the summer sun. With Mo on the mic, you know the news is always fun. Mornings with Mo, the best newsy news in the world. With her style so classic and her stories unfurled. From morning till night, she's got us in the know. Turn on your radio, let Mo's newsy news flow.
Hey guys, it's Mo with Mornings with Mo, and it is the 14th, which means it is Friday, and we have all of the shenanigans mostly coming out of Florida. I know your guys are going to be shocked, but we do have a sort of sad story to begin with. Let's get some hello said first, though. Good morning, Wolfram. Thank you for doing all of the mod stuff. Cynthia, retired firefighter. Good morning, Jess Rubery. Thank you for joining Squid Pro Quo. Good morning, everyone. Penny Ward. Good morning from Brisbane, Australia. So, our first story is absolutely heartbreaking, but you guys know that I like to give heroes recognition first off. And if nothing else, this little boy is an absolute hero who I feel like I shouldn't have to keep doing stories on this, but yet again, a young man who saved his mother and sacrificed his life against an abusive boil on the taint of humanity, and y'all know how I hate that word, so just absolutely Lord Chippy is not good enough for this man. I don't know. Even honey with fire ants allegedly in Minecraft is just absolutely not enough for me. Y'all will feel my rage too. Mommy, I'm not going to leave you. 8-year-old boy shot and killed while allegedly trying to protect his mother from abusive father's rage. This young man, we salute you for your bravery, your heroism, and I hope you are in heaven and the justice system can bring whatever justice and Gen Pop justice. Let's be real here. A hell and a ton of of Gen Pop justice to the person who took you away from this world. But let's get into the article. An 8-year-old Minnesota boy was shot and killed while protecting his mother from his violent father last week, the child's family says. Amir Demarion Hardin died on June 9th from complications incurred by being shot in both the head and neck on June 6th. I'm sorry, y'all. This ticks me off more than anything, and I knew it was going to tick me off, but this young man deserves all the recognition. I have a small channel, but honest to goodness, the more that his story gets out, maybe we'll have to stop. We won't have to cover as many of these stories. According to a press release issued by the Hennepin County Medical Examiner, on the day of the shooting, the boy's father, Denair Hardin, the boy's biological male contributor. That man is not a father. That man is a monster. Was released from jail after making bail on domestic violence charges. The elder Hardin allegedly returned to the family's apartment in a rage. Soon, the home on Echo Park Court in Burnsville, a medium-sized city some 15 miles south of Minneapolis, would be shattered forever as both father and son were later rushed to the Hennepin County Medical Center with gunshot wounds. His father tried to shoot and killed me, but my son was shot instead. Cherish Edwards, Amir's grieving mother, wrote in a GoFundMe for moving expenses. Amir tried to wrestle the gun out of his father's hands. I screamed for him to leave to go to the neighbors, but he refused and said, "Mommy, I'm not leaving you here." The ordeal ended with the father unaliving himself after the accidental shooting. Um, Fraud at Wrangler? Absolutely. Do you have an ex? I will figure it out, but I will email the link. It is on Law and Crime. But thank you so much for your super chat, and let me do that while, because y'all, my brain does not stay on focus. I mean, y'all already know that, but yes, it is absolutely not a focus for me. I think about my kiddos and my boys. I know would do this. Mr. Mo is wouldn't do anything like this, but little boys want to be heroes, and absolutely. Um, the boy's mother went on to say that Amir's 4 siblings witnessed the shocking violence. My kids are traumatized and will probably need therapy for the rest of their lives. Edwards added in the online fundraiser. Danar Hardin remains hospitalized. Why are we wasting medical support on this man? Look, I struggle. Look, y'all know I am the world's worst Christian, okay? I align more with the table flipping Jesus on this one. I'm okay with flipping some tables on this man, allegedly in Minecraft, and not even eh. On the day in question, the accused man was facing allegations in Dakota County District Court on May 30th that he had choked Edwards when she expressed her desire to end their nearly 10-year relationship. Edward also charges Hardin tried to stop her from calling for help and fled after the police were called. When officers arrived, she advised him that Hardin still likely had a firearm in his possession and a permit to carry. In the end, he was charged with misdemeanor counts of interfering with an emergency call, domestic violence, and disorderly conduct. She advised that there had been other domestic abuses or disputes between them, and the defendant, several times many years ago, the police wrote in a charging document obtained by the paper, noting that Edwards was acutely concerned that Hardin would come after her again. During his bail hearing, prosecutors asked for a no contact order to be issued against Edward and her apartment, for Hardin to surrender his firearm, and for bail to be set at $10,000. First Judicial District Court Judge Dana Edwards assessed a bail of $4,000 instead. She needs to go on trial too. No. I'm so tired with we have to be nice to the criminal. Hardin was free by 4:50 that day. Roughly 7 hours later, Amir had been shot. An investigation is ongoing, likely somewhat hampered by the alleged assailant's apparent self-inflicted injury. We don't know that the child was the intended target. That's part of what we're still trying to investigate. City of Burnsville spokesperson Carissa Larson told the Star Tribune. I hope that everyone is able to wrap their arms, their love around this family. I I just can't with people anymore. And young man, I mean, absolutely, Amir Demarian Hardin, you were a hero. I can't imagine both the horror shock, but absolute bravery, and a mom can't be more proud. A mom can't be more proud than seeing what a wonderful heart her son had. Anywho, I'm going to a better story because, oh my gosh, after that, I wanna take my Ford Transit down to Minnesota, if you know what I mean. Well, if you're gonna party in Florida, apparently the party yacht guy is going to avoid jail. So there you go. Party yachts in Florida, y'all. Party yacht doc Scott Burke avoids jail after he was busted with drugs, force multipliers, and ladies of the evening in a police raid. Yeah, I'm going with Florida's gonna Florida. A terminally ill Florida doctor who was busted on his luxury yacht with not street legal pharmaceuticals, force multipliers, and ladies of the evening aboard a aboard during a police raid in Nantucket Harbor avoided jail Tuesday. Scott Anthony Burke was sentenced to 1 year probation after he pled guilty to 4 charges stemming from his arrest in September 2023, according to the Nantucket Current. The retired physician, 70, was slapped with charges of possessing Colombian nose powder, with the intent to distribute, possessing a Class A drug with the intent to distribute, possessing a firearm without an FID card, possessing ammunition without an FID card charges. Burke was also arrested when police raided his 82-foot yacht named Jess Khan after they received a call that a 33-year-old woman was overdosing on the Colombian dancing powder. And did not want to be there, the police report stated. The woman was found by police laying on a bed, awake but extremely lethargic, and had told her friend and that everyone on board had been doing, well, all the things all the weekend. Officers discovered about 43 grams of that powder, 14 grams of ketamine, just all of the ammunition and force multipliers. Were they playing Russian roulette? I swear to goodness. This is about the most Miami Vice story that I've seen in a couple days. Ladies of the night were also discovered on board, according to the outlet. However, Burke did not face any charges for those ladies of the evening. The women also revealed during her phone conversation that some of the guests on board had been making, well, the hub movies, if you will, during the weekend bender. Police claim Burke was being extremely uncooperative and denied knowing that there was any illegal items on board, according to a police affidavit obtained by the Current. Burke told the police that the woman was an employee who was hired weeks earlier, and she had a female friend staying on board the boat as well. Days after his arrest, Burke's lawyer, Brennan, revealed that his clients had stage 4 terminal cancer. Is he going real life Breaking Bad? Holy fazolies. And wasn't expected to live much longer. Burke's health played a factor in the decision to accept his plea. A spokesperson for Cape and Islands District Attorney Robert J. Galliboy's offices told the Boston Globe on Thursday. It's been brought to our attention that the defendant was being treated for terminal cancer during the pendency of this case. In light of the defendant's age, lack of criminal record, and health status, we agreed to the terms of his disposition, spokesperson Danielle Whitney said. Burke also faced 4 charges for possessing a large capacity firearm, 2 charges of possessing a firearm without the FID card, 1 charge of possessing a Class A drug, 1 charge of possessing ammunition without an FID card stemming from the same incident, but they were all dismissed. The retired physician had practiced in Colorado, where he founded Denver Spine Rehab and was most recently the CEO of Injury Finance, LLC, which provides medical lien services for third-party liability claims, according to the Current. He later moved to Florida and resides in the ultra-exclusive Ocean Reef Club, where residents have more money than freaking God. That's a quote. So I don't know. Apparently, if you're old, have cancer, and decided to play Breaking Bad on a yacht, be in Florida to do it. And what in the actual rapture is going on with people here lately? Because I swear to goodness, people are about, like, I don't know if everyone just turned on, what in the Walmart rapture should we do today against humanity button. But 2024, we get stories that are either all the absurd or all of the human awful, and there's really not an in-betweener here. Missing Kentucky baby, 5 are now arrested, including the parents and grandparents. I mean, with mugshots like those, do you even need to go to Walmart or the state fair? And I swear to goodness, y'all, Elon Musk better get the colony on Mars ready because I'm sending all these people there. Police in Kentucky have now arrested 5 people in relation to the disappearance of an 8-month-old girl who was missing since at least the start of May. The child, Maya Tucker Rudd of Reynolds Station in Ohio County, was declared missing by Kentucky State Police Thursday after an agency said it had conducted a search warrant and welfare check at the family's home but couldn't find the child. Reynolds Station is about 90 miles southwest of Louisville. The girl's mother, Tessa Tucker, or Tesla, the woman's name is Tesla, only in Kentucky, y'all, only in Kentucky. 29, her father, Cage C. Rudd, 30, were arrested at a motel in Owensboro on Wednesday with no information on the baby's whereabouts and in possession of a large amount of drugs. My shock that those mugshots, I can't imagine, including fentanyl, a police spokesperson told Fox News Digital. Owensboro is about 25 miles west of Reynolds Station. We tried to interview the parents, and they're not being very cooperative with our investigation on this, Trooper Corey King of the Kentucky State Police told Fox News Digital Friday. And guys, I want you to keep in mind, and I know that, we all have thoughts about police after Proctor, but what I have learned, and y'all, I know I talk about Detective Joe Kenda more than I should. But it really has driven home that we need to think about the police officers in these cases. The Shanda Vanda Ark case, the, Letitia Stout case. I mean, the toll that it has to take on your soul knowing that humans can be so evil and so horrible to human innocence in the form of a child, it has to take so much out of you. And I know I couldn't do it. I know I would go all Dirty Harry on some people. So, thank you for first responders, for police officers, for social workers who have to look at this every day. This is their day, and they get more sad stories than good stories. Oh my gosh, I watched that, and I mean, I wasn't crying. You were crying. I was like, "Damn you, girly hormones, get away from me." But it does bring home and shine a light on the fact that, you know, good officers out there, good first responders, um, firefighters, EMTs, people that have to go in and see these situations, thank you. I I couldn't. It would break parts of my soul apart, so thank you. I know I yell at Child Protective Services because they seem to do a worse job than, well, me putting together IKEA, but there are genuine people in those systems that care, and I can't imagine. Police later arrested Ricky Smith, who is understood to be the missing girl's grandfather, who was living with the couple at the time and at Deanville Church Road. Police say Smith was using the home as a base for trafficking, and a variety of drugs were found in the home during the search. He's been, charged with drug crimes, CA, and endangering the welfare of a child. Maya's grandmother, Billy Smith, 49, thank you for becoming a new member, Fun Diane. Let's see, Billy J. Smith, 49, was arrested Friday and charged with second-degree DV after police discovered she had an outstanding warrant in Daviess County from October 2023, according to WFIE. Another man, Timothy L. Roach, was also arrested when he threw unsubscribed Suboxone under his vehicle. He was being charged with second-degree possession of a controlled substance and first-degree prescription controlled substance not in a proper container, WBKO reports. Tesla Tucker, Cage Rudd, Ricky Smith appeared in Ohio County District Court on Monday for arraignments. Police say the child has not been seen by other family members for weeks. She is described as having brown hair and green eyes and was last suspected to be in the care of her parents, Kentucky State Police said. And honestly, Aaron Olivia, as gross as it sounds, maybe they did to a couple that really wanted to have a kid. Just because the other option is that they do what these, you know, impaired parents do all the time. I love my baby. And then the baby starts crying because it's a daggone baby. And, they're strung out and they do something god awful to that child. So in a sad, twisted way, I do hope that they did, and unfortunately, if they did, they sold her to some creepo because, ugh. I think that you're gonna have good and bad cops. I don't like to tar anyone with, a broad brush. Am I firmly back the blue no matter who? Absolutely not. I think that some police officers like Proctor, like a bunch of them, can be terrible. But there are some who genuinely want to fight for the victims, the people that have lost their voices, and that's where my thanks lies. You're gonna have good, bad, ugly, and indifferent in every single field of work you have. So, until we can come up with a better, population that doesn't crime, we have to take what we can get sometimes. Kentucky State Police say they brought in a team of cadaver canines to search near a wooded area and church along Hardin Lane in Ohio County, per WEVV. Child Protective Services had been on the look for the infant and called the police when they couldn't locate her, leading to a string of arrests that started with the parents who were found with a stash of fentanyl and methamphetamine in the hotel. Troopers arrested and charged the parents with drug trafficking and possession, as well as abandonment of a minor and CA. Rudd, the girl's father, was convicted of 2 drug offenses in March, including possession of methamphetamine, and was on a year's supervised release. That seems to be going swimmingly. The supervised release, it seems to absolute ridiculousness. In a funnier news story, I guess, don't have bong water in Minnesota? I mean, who knew that was a law? A woman faces 30 years in prison after bong water is found during a Minnesota traffic stop. No, they're just sculptural art smokers, Mom. They really are. A North Dakota woman pulled over by deputies in Minnesota could face up to 30 years in prison after a bong containing water that tested positive for methamphetamine was found in her car. I have a couple questions, because not being an expert in street pharmaceuticals, I didn't know that you could mix the two, but okay. Jessica Besky of Fargo, it would be Fargo, who was stopped in Polk County, Minnesota on May 8th for speeding, according to the Minnesota Reformer. Deputies allegedly smelled marijuana from her car, searched the vehicle, the outlet reported. Besky wrote in court documents obtained by NBC News that she was found to be in possession of 3 pieces of drug paraphernalia that tested positive for meth. Deputies allegedly found the bong, a glass jar containing a crystal substance, and pipes. Minnesota Reformer reported. Besky wrote under Minnesota law that drug paraphernalia is legal, but she was arrested and charged with first-degree possession, she wrote. Last year, paraphernalia was decriminalized even if it contains drug residue, but according to the Minnesota Reformer, the changes do not roll back existing law that treats bong water as a controlled substance. Anyone convicted of a first-degree possession crime could be sentenced to up to 30 years in prison or a fine of no more than $1 million or both. NBC News reached out to Polk County Sheriff's Office, the county attorney's office, for comment Thursday. Beskey did not immediately respond to a request for comment. In the court documents, Beskey wrote that the bong and other items found were paraphernalia. She also asked that her vehicle and cash she won at a casino be returned to her because it's not subject to forfeiture. Beskey told the Minnesota Reformer that the charges against her didn't make sense. It's against common sense, she said. It's against everyone's common sense. Ma'am, are you trying to tell me that it's okay to have bong water? Which I don't even know what you would do with it after you used it, but I mean, maybe it makes your petunias look just wonderful, Miss Clampett. But I'm I'm gonna need us not to save it or spare the entire Constitution to find out which amendment allows you to have bong water because I don't remember that one. Maybe it's the 67th. Who knows? In somewhat embarrassing news, and I think some heads are gonna roll for this, but inadvertently hilarious, a Chinese military buff inadvertently bought 4 books of military secrets for under $1. Now, the bargain lover in my heart and the Chinese CCP hater in my heart, I think my heart just grew 2 sizes after this story. Someone is in so much trouble right now. A military history buff in China appears to have made an alarming discovery after picking up 4 discarded books for less than $1 at a neighborhood recycling station. They were confidential military documents. The country's Ministry of State Security told the story in a social media post on Thursday, praising the retired man for calling a hotline to report the incident. It was identified him only by his family name, Zhang, and did not say what the documents were about. Mr. Zhang thought to himself that he had bought the country's military secrets and brought them home, the post reads. But if someone with ulterior motives were to buy them, the consequences would have been unimaginable. This dude is like, look, I know you know where all my relatives are. Here are your books back. I had nothing to do with this. Recycling is bad. No, I'm just kidding. He was like, the post, which was reposted on at least 2 popular Chinese websites, was the latest in a series of powerful state security agency that appears to be trying to draw in a new audience with dramatic stories. Some have been told in comic book style. The campaign seems designed to raise awareness of the importance of national security at a time when confrontation with the U.S. is rising and both countries are increasingly worried about possible theft or transfer of confidential secret information. The post describes Zhang as a former employee of a state's-owned company who likes to collect military newspapers and periodicals. He said he found 2 bags of new books at the recycling station and paid 6 yen or won for them, about 85 cents, for 4 of them. State security agents rushed to the station after Zhang reported what happened, the post said. After an investigation, they found 2 military employees charged with shredding more than 200 books, instead got rid of them by selling them to a recycling center as paper waste. I'm sure they're having a lovely time in the new CCP gulag where they were. Ryan's like, damn it, I told you we should have just gone to Kinko's, taken the shredder. Jerry's like, sir, I thought we were all about being the Green New Deal. I was recycling. They got about 20 won or $2.50 or 75 cents. Well, I hope that brings you comfort in the cold, cold, dark sight that you are now, sirs. Agents seized the books, and the military has closed loopholes in the handling of such material, the Post says. China's opaque state security bodies and legal system often make it difficult to tell what is considered a state secret. Chinese and foreign consultancies operating within the country have been placed under investigation for processing or sharing information about the economy and apparent broadening of the definition of state secrets in the recent years. So, Yeah, it's probably not a good Friday for those 2 privates who were told to, shred things. In other news, in the most Joe Dirt, uh, headline I've ever seen in my entire life, and I am glad that no one was hurt, but a New Jersey family nearly was crushed when a massive ice chunk seemingly falls from a plane and tears through the home. I mean, just not a great day. A New Jersey family was nearly crushed when a massive chunk of ice seemingly fell off of a plane and crashed through the roof of their suburban home on Wednesday. The frightening scene happened around 9:30 p.m. in Paterson, New Jersey, when the Gomez family was sitting on their backyard table less than 12 feet away from the impact zone, according to News 12 New Jersey. I mean, it was a pretty sizable chunk, and I guess if you were on the patio, yeah, uh, that would be terrifying. Out of nowhere, you just hear this hollow sound coming down, and honestly, we didn't think anything of it, and then you hear this big douche. Sabrina Gomez told the outlet. Security footage from the backyard shows the family frantically jumping out of their seats when they heard the chunk of ice plummeting down to earth. It was big stones. I guess it was a big square. It came down and smashed everything. Paul Gomez said. Gomez's home sits directly underneath several flight paths, according to the outlet. When we look up, it's basically like a plane flying by, said Sabrina Gomez. The family then rushed to the front of their house, where they took video of pieces of ice spread out all over the driveway. Honestly, it was a little terrifying, but thank God it didn't hit anyone and it hit the floor. It hit the roof, thank God. Damage from the block of ice was so severe they may need an entire new roof. Nobody was harmed when the ice came hurtling down to their house. The family filed a claim with the Federal Aviation Administration to investigate the ice they believe fell from a plane passing overhead. Yeah, that's some pretty significant damage there. The chilling incident comes nearly a year after a chunk of ice weighing between 15 and 20 pounds struck a Massachusetts home, according to the Associated Press. Jeff Ill and his wife, Amanda Rainville, were sitting in their home in Shirley when the block of ice came crashing through their roof in August 2023. We heard an explosion, basically, Jeff said, the loudest pop bang I've ever heard. They both bolted upstairs to check on their children, who had somehow stayed asleep through the noise. He then ran outside to see a giant block of ice sitting on his back step and debris scattered around the backyard and roof. He grabbed a flashlight and began searching for damage, but found no damage until he spotted a hole in their roof. He went up to his attic and found another large chunk of ice. Sure enough, there it was, and it was big, Jeff told the outlet, saying the impact on the outside of their home was about 18 inches to 2 feet in size. The couple assumed it fell off a plane traveling between Boston's Logan International Airport, which is about 47 miles away from their home. Planes can ice up due to supercool water, an unstable liquid that freezes when it hits an aircraft in the sky, according to the FAA. This can happen when the airline flies over a top of a cold air mass beneath a layer of warm air, such as when a freeze or during freezing rain ahead of a warm front in winter. As the aircraft flies through the warm, moist air that's being sucked into the cold, it hits the supercooled water in liquid form and freezes on the leading edges of planes. So, the aviation industry is maybe not having the best time all the time. Uh, in the most Texas of Texas stories, a wild pursuit leads Texas angler to catch and release a massive hammerhead shark. I mean, if this is not the most testosterone-filled picture, although, dude, you got some sunburn going on, and that's gonna hurt. Get some aloe. Not like I know what I'm talking about, but as the world's palest person, aloe and Solacane, sir, and ibuprofen. A Texas angler reeled in a colossal hammerhead shark from Corpus Christi at the water's edge. Christian Halderman, a resident of Kyle, battled a huge catch for over an hour off the shores of North Padre Island. She took 700 to 800 yards of line on the first run. After the initial run, she started to head hard south. We ended up having to hop in trucks and chase her down the beach to gain line, Halterman told Fox News Digital. Hammerhead sharks can grow up to 20 feet in length and weigh up to 1,000 pounds, although smaller sizes are more common, according to National Geographic. Halderman said it was a personal record for him after catching large fish, which measured up to 14 feet in length. Halderman is a volunteer for the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, he said. He works to tag and release, then send information along about sharks for scientific purposes. We did not tag this shark because hammerheads are very fragile. Getting solid, healthy release was our main goal. I got really lucky, and a group of 4 guys helped me land and release her. I owe it to them as she was too large for me to handle on my own. It looks like he takes his kiddos with him, hopefully not when he's catching sharks, but seems like it's a family thing. Along with his friends, Halderman's fishing partner in crime, his older son, Hub, was there with him for the wild chase. Hammerheads can be found in cold and warm waters across the world, far offshore and near shorelines. Sharks are also seen in mass summer migrations seeking cooler water, according to National Geographic. Halderman previously caught and tagged a massive 12.5-foot tiger shark before releasing it, Fox Weather reported. Well, there you go. I don't know that I'll start, shark fishing, but there you go. Thank you, Wolfram, for gifting 5 memberships. Sorry, I'm a little off. We are having some good storm and lightning stuff going on here. And those went to King Bob, Cindy Snyder, Kim, Sadie, and Esprit Fleck. So thank you so much, Wolfram, and give him a thank you, guys, if you got a membership. So there we go. In probably the most horrifying article I've read, Generation Z, do we need to have a talk? Because no. Foot fetishists bare their soul. Here's why Gen Z can't get enough of the forbidden fruit of prawn. That's a no. This is illegal when I'm president, y'all. Just not happen. No. Quentin Tarantino, we say no. They're putting their foot down, often the butt of the joke. Those with foot fetishes have revealed to Huffington Post what exactly about feet is oh so hot. Nothing. This is wrong. Some are drawn to the physical appearance of feet. Yuck. I'm just kidding. If this is your thing, you do you, but feet are gross. I'm sticking to my personal assessment because, yeah, painted nail, curved arches, toe rings, certain shoes and socks, or the size and shape, for example, and others. Allure is in the taboo nature. Nope. According to a 2023 survey conducted with Fun with Feet, y'all, we're going to get final form Jesus down here with this stuff. A platform where users can buy and sell snaps of feet. More than half of respondents say the biggest turn on is how illicit it's perceived. Ew. The dirtiness and disgust that's associated with feet in many cultures just makes it all the more appealing, one respondent said. It's like forbidden fruit I just want to savor. Give me a furry any day. Give me a furry. Give me that guy from Japan who wants to be a collie. This stuff squeaks me out so much. Yeah, not feet. I don't know why. Like foot fetish, you want to pretend you're a pony. I don't care. Great. The Al Borland fetish is weird. In the same vein, feet are typically hidden by socks, shoes, or even some more conservative sandals, only fully uncovered poolside, on the beach, or in someone's home. Now I don't know if I'm gonna wear fully covered, like, Wellingtons out to the beach now if I ever go, but I have a weird feeling that people are out at the beach just to see feet now. Summertime is the best time because everyone's wearing open-toed shoes or sandals, Jeremy M., who omitted his last name for privacy, told HuffPost. The 40-year-old first thought he might fancy feet when he caught himself checking out toes or feet, especially painted colored feet. The candid saying candidly he prefers lined toes where toes are no longer than any other. This is just getting weirder. Some guys like them dirty. What is wrong with people? Okay, yes, feet massage, good. Smexiness with feet time, no. And having like a well, look, I understand you've got that weird those weird finger toes some people have. My youngest, most feral, has them. They're just long finger toes and they're weird. Um, sure, some snobs, read normal people, snub foot fetishes, but Jeremy insists that many men and women actually love it. Nah, I'm okay with it. I'll take a pass. Yeah, a nice hey, I've done told you guys, if you want a little female secret, it's the forearms, baby. We love a good forearm. He's not wrong. Apparently, it's a booming cottage industry. Last year's Year in Review from The Hub revealed that Gen Z users searched for X-rated feet content more than any other generation. Well, humanity's had a good run. I hope that the sentient elephants take over and that the Twinkies and cockroaches can figure the rest out. Bye, y'all. I'm just kidding. Not to mention, feet pick purveyors profit off popularity, raking in as much as $45,000 a year on images alone. But how people indulge their feet fantasies varies from person to person. Let's see, for Jeremy, some of his previous partners would sneak their feet under the table where they would give him a foot job, I guess. I didn't know that was a thing, but now I'm never going back to that all you can eat buffet. Something about that feeling was different than having them use their hands. I'm going straight my grandma is up in heaven like, "Oh my god, I'm saying a prayer for you." She's got her rosary and she's just like, "I don't know what went wrong with her. Hail Mary, full of grace, Lord of heaven, what in the toes?" I can just see my grandma up there. She's like, "What it Look, we don't know what happened to her. She didn't finish catechism. We have no idea." Uh, Another person who requested to be identified only by his initials told the outlet that he prefers looking at images and videos of feet in the style of anime. Now we have anime feet. Y'all, I am done. Humanity was great. I can't. Maybe Elon Musk will send me to Mars on my own with the rest of the people who don't want feet stuff. From there, sometimes I look at bare feet, sometimes like socks. What is wrong with I give up and I can't, y'all. This is but there you go. Um Apparently, feet are now a thing for Transers, just when I thought you would be okay. Oh my goodness. And in our final feel-good story, 81-year-old Boston woman is the world's oldest train driver. Now, she doesn't look as happy as the lobster lady, but if I had to deal with commuters every day, I'd probably have the same look on my face. An 81-year-old Boston woman who drives trains for the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority was named the world's oldest train operator by Guinness World Records. Helen Antonucci, who started working at the MBTA at the age of 53 in 1995, has been driving the Blue Line trains for nearly 3 decades. I had 5 daughters, she told Guinness World Records. It was a way to get me out of the house and get some peace and quiet. Amen, hallelujah, ma'am. I have 3 girls that are now full teenagers, and I understand. I may start. Give me a call, see if they're looking for train conductresses, okay? You know, you'll have your people call my people 'cause I understand it. She was named the world's oldest train operator after a coworker applied to Guinness World Records on her behalf. Helen didn't know about the application until the record was made official. I don't know what all the fuss is about. I get up every day and do what I love to do. Not many people get to say that at my age, she said. I'd like to say thank you to all my coworkers, family, friends, and passengers for their support in making every day a wonderful journey. Helen, who is approaching her 82nd birthday, says she has no plan to retire. I bring my passengers to and from where they need to go until my organization tells me I can't. I don't see that happening anytime soon. So there you go. She became a plane or not a plane, a train conductor to escape her 5 girls. I completely understand some days. Some days I do understand. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I am gonna let you, out a bit early. I am sending you guys to Baker, but I wanna make sure there are some pretty, strong winds going on. Wanna make sure that I've lost no trees. And then I will be on with him. We are doing Karen Reed today, hopefully, for the love of all that is holy and Friday. Prosecutor Lawley has been injected with the maximum amount of Jolt Cola and caffeine pills and will be slightly tolerable. But I will see you guys in a couple minutes. I'm gonna go check and make sure everyone has all of their stuff. Oh, yes, and then I'm sorry, I'll have to look up in the messages because I did not catch, your email. But yes, I will email you, or I'll look on your page and email that. Absolutely, yes. I will do that as soon as I click off here and look for the trees. But thank you guys so much. Have a lovely weekend. Don't forget, tomorrow is Legal Shenanigans Theater at 3. We are finishing up Chandler Holderson's closing statements. And then at 7, we have a 3K Wheel of Woe ramen noodles from, uh, well, oh, absolutely. Let me, thank you. Thank you very much. I will get that email sent out to you, and, I will be eating the ramen noodles that, well, make me hope that the rapture is close, but also thank you guys for all your support and just generally having fun and shenanigans. So I will see you there. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Those in Florida, I know there's a lot of rain, so, have keep you guys keep yourselves safe, and I will see you in a little bit. Bye, guys.